Today we have a massive seafood feast for all of you, including oysters from 3 different parts of Australia, sea urchin, rock lobsters and a whole lot more other fresh seafood right here from the market. In this episode we're filming from South Melbourne Market, about a 10-minute tram ride outside of Melbourne City. Link to the location is in the descriptions below. They have cooked seafood in this section. Let's go have a look. Oh look, check it out. They've got prawns on skewers. All different flavors here. Got teriyaki salmon skewers. Wow. Fish tacos. Ooh, that looks nice. Cooked oysters, Kilpatrick. Mornay oysters. Moreton Bay bark. Wow, they've got a lot of seafood here. These are the cooked seafood. Oh, look at the lobster. Mornay rock lobsters. We then made our way to the fish market, where we found loads of fresh seafood. Most of them already cooked, so you could eat them right there. These are some of the freshest seafood from all over Australia. Tasmanian oysters, South Australian oysters. Tasmanian, New South Wales oysters. Oh, look at that, sea urchin. It's got fresh green abalone, raw sashimi grade scampi, freshly cooked spanner crabs, blue summer crabs. Today we'll be trying oysters from 3 different regions of Australia. Coffin Bay oysters from South Australia, Bruny Island oysters from Tasmania, and giant Bateman Bay XL oysters from New South Wales. So this is from New South Wales. They are called Bateman's Bay XL oysters. These are Bruny Bay oysters from Tasmania. Well, that looks really fresh. These are Coffin Bay oysters from South Australia. Freshly cut lemon. We have a variety of Tabasco sauce. What's that? Vinegar, sriracha. So from my experiences, the different oysters have different flavors, and usually the larger ones are a bit less flavorful as the smaller ones. I've had small oysters that've been really intense in flavor before, so I'm eager to try these oysters and see what they taste like. All right, I'm gonna just squeeze a little bit of lemon. I just like a tiny bit of lemon with my oysters to retain that oyster flavor. Okay, let's try one of these Bateman Bay oysters. Look how huge they are. So a little bit of lemon on there. Oh, look how huge they are. Look how big this oyster is. That's massive. Should be able to do it in a mouthful. All right, let's go for it. Really fleshy and plump. It's a little bit salty, but that's the seawater. That's really good. Let's try our next oysters, which is the Bruny Island from Tasmania. Just a bit of lemon. Okay, these are still very plump. Even though they're smaller, it's still very plump, these oysters. Let's try it. There's a slightly more intense flavor in that one than the big one. That's really good as well. They're all different, these oysters. Now let's try these Coffin Bay oysters from South Australia. Alright, let's have a look. Look at that. Oh, comes out nicely. It's been nicely shot. Let's try this one. That's even more intense than the second one. So there we go. The larger they are, the less intense the flavor. So this was the most intense one, the smallest ones. That's second in terms of intensity, and that's the least intense of them. But this is very fleshy. I'm gonna try some Tabasco sauce on this to add a bit more flavor. I'm gonna try with some of this. This is the standard Tabasco sauce. Okay, just a few drops will do. Look at that. And spread the Tabasco sauce around. Oh, it's so huge.